Hey, what's happening? It's your boy Mothupi. Welcome back on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing something amazing. Obviously, you know I'm so addicted to the markets, which is why you have decided to follow me on my journey, because the purpose of me doing my YouTube videos is to document down all of the things that I go through, whether it's the positives, whether it's the negatives, or whether it's just the learning curve, because for you it's going to be a much more easier process when you are able to see the things that I go through and apply them into your life. So that's the whole purpose of me doing my YouTube videos. But obviously, if you have been gaining value, the only thing that you can do is to subscribe to my channel and as well turn on that notification bell, because whenever you do that, it also helps me be able to reach more people out there when I post. So on today's video, we are going to be looking at the markets. We'll be looking at some of the basically the trades that you can be looking forward to for the week. And not only that, I also want to inform you guys that today's video has been proudly sponsored by AAA. So one thing that I like about them as a broker is because they are an international broker, and as well they've been able to get some regulations here in South Africa. And I like the fact that, you know, they've got fast market execution orders, which is something that I've seen when I place trades. I've seen that happen, and I'm just excited with them. So yeah, as I'm going through my analysis here, when I actually do happen to execute those trades, I'll be executing using them. So if you'd like to also check them out, I'll leave the link in the description. You can check them out. So getting over to today's topic, we are going to be looking at GBPJPY. I've got an US100 and as well US30. So for you guys that are actually going crazy over indices, I need you guys to just take out some notes, put your laptops aside, or maybe just your phone aside, and be able to just focus a bit more deep into what I'll be saying as you'll be taking information and taking down notes, so you can learn a bit more quicker. So let's get straight to it. Okay, like we did say, we are going to be looking at the charts, the markets. So obviously guys, make sure that you have already subscribed to my YouTube channel, because this is where you're going to be getting a lot of value, a lot of breakthroughs. So but yeah, let's get to it. You can simply see here we've got GBPJPY. I'm on the 4-hour time frame right here. So with this 4-hour time frame, what I'm trying to see here is, let me just go back to the daily time frame so you guys can be able to see what I'm actually trying to achieve with this beautiful pair. So as you can see, just by having our trend line something similar to this, you can simply see that we've got our first touch, second touch, third touches, and we are still in an upward trend. So I believe that we are in an upward trend, that we are still about to hit these levels here at 175,050 basically. And the reason I'm saying this is because of looking at it, you can simply see the previous lower highs where they were and how prices been moving in a beautiful upward trend to the upward trend. So going all the way down to the 4-hour charts, just by coming down here, I was able to spot some of the retracements, because I remember the previous week we tried to get our buys at this level here, but the market impulsed a bit more to the downside. We tried to get our buys here going up, but the market decided to push a bit to the downside, get here, retest on these levels, that touches, and then printed this beautiful candle, and boom, off we went to the upside. So now the first thing that I'm looking at here is this area right here. Let me remove these areas that are not yet. This area right here is what I'm actually looking at, because price, you can simply see, let me just even increase this one here. You can simply see price right here, it failed to break, and then it failed to break here, but it broke to the downside, and then eventually it went back up, and this is where our resistance would be. So what I'm looking at is basically price just breaking beyond this area here. Let's go on the 60-minute, because we're able to see the structure where price is actually trying to go and stuff. But just by coming down to the 60-minute time frame, can simply see that this is where our resistance area would be at. And I believe if I may just adjust this line just like this, if I may just adjust, you'll see that we found the resistance here at this beautiful area that we are looking at. And I think if I may as well just adjust this, because we're not trying to see what's going to happen in the next 50 years or something. Okay, so you can simply see that this is the area whereby I first had my initial structures, and then price came back, retest went a bit high. So I can remove this. This has worked. Here we can see that price obviously couldn't break, eventually retested, and here broke and retested here, couldn't break. So obviously this is a retest that I'm looking at. And one thing that I like is that even if I may use my trend line and take it a bit up like this, you can see that it actually literally supports me, in that this is our first, second touch, and this being our third touches here. So basically price is retesting here, and as price is retesting here, it has formed, couldn't break the lower high, it went higher low, it formed our first highest low, and then it broke the previous highs, and then it came back to retest right here at these higher lows. So price has given us our first higher high, then now our highest low. So I'm looking into capitalizing at least by somewhere around these areas here. Stop loss very minimum, like maybe a 30 pip stop loss. I'll just be a bit more careful with how I'm actually going to be entering on it. And obviously maybe our first target would be an area like this. An area right here would be our first target, which is at least an 8%, and we can look into taking profit also as this being our second target, which is a 11%. Third target, which is right here, which is a 14%. And one thing that I like about GJ is the fact that there's a high chance of us going all the way to the upside. That's where our daily target is, which we're looking at 35% on return. So this is insane. This is insane. Okay, so let's take a look at US100. Let's see what's happening here on US100 real quick. Boom. Okay, US100, not too much going on, because I remember I tried looking at it during the weekend and I was like, it's not really that interesting. So yeah, I don't wanna waste a lot of time on it, because remember guys, just because you are focusing on one thing doesn't mean you should close your eyes on what's possible. Shouldn't mean that, ne? So obviously with this, you can simply see that price happened to have given us a highest low. I mean, left shoulder ahead, and the right shoulder, and price went a bit more up here. So this would be basically like a young retest that price would be giving us, because at the end, like I believe that if I may have my trend line like this would be a breakout. So price can literally have a chance of coming a bit more to the downside here. Okay, let me just see 60 minute. Let me just see on the 60 minute, coming down to the 60 minutes, see what it is that I can be on the lookout for. I can see this impulse, this correction, the next impulse, but this impulse longed into a longer, deeper correction. Ne? So what happens is that I may just put my trend lines like this, just like this, be able to see what price is trying to tell me. Fortunately, I'm doing this right in front of you, so you guys can see how I go about studying structures. Okay, boom. So I can simply see that this is literally a symmetrical pattern. So with these ones, one thing that I can be looking for normally is a push to somewhere around here on the downside, because I've got my first touches, second touches. Basically my second touches would be here, because this is not a touch that I used. Second touches, because even if I may use structure like this, ne? Boom. Okay, second touches right here, and now where prices at, basically I can be looking into taking sells. Stop loss just minimum something. If I want to be aggressive, I can have it here. If I want to have a reduced risk, can have it here, and maybe might take profit somewhere around these lines here. So this is something that we can expect. But obviously before you can confirm, there's things that you need to look into, such as like how you go about confirming. Maybe obviously I would as well have something similar to this, whereby once maybe it breaks out of structure, that's when I would place my sell, and my stop loss would now be here, and I would be able to take the profit somewhere around these levels. So that's one of the things that I normally look for, and that is US100. Let's take a look at US30. What's going on with US30 markets, ne? Okay, yeah, I think I was playing around with structures. Yeah, let me just see why I had that. Or I was trying to see, are we retesting or are we bouncing back? Okay, but no problem. Let us take a look at what's going on. Clean this up a bit, clean this up. There we go. Price has been cleaned up. So with USD, I can see there is a very strong area of support, resistance. So price has been playing around somewhere around these lines. Price tested bracket support and now tries to go a bit more to the upside, but it pushed down massively, retraced somewhere here, and then it continued pushing down. So let's see on the 60 minute what can be said or done on US30. Okay, clean this up. Let me clean up previous structures. Okay, so with this, obviously impulse, I'm seeing my impulse, my correction, and then now my impulse. So now this impulse has become a deeper structure, impulsive nature. So with this one here, it's a bit tricky, because looking at it, I can easily have structure be similar to what I had on US100. At the end, they move similar to the same, but I can have structure be like this, because with this I can simply say that obviously we've got our first double top, then there's our full double top, basically our first top and now our second top. And with this, I can highly say that I want price to just retest, come at least maybe down here, and maybe when it's here, if it does break, go below, I'll take that sell. But if it doesn't, then there's a higher chance that I can go back up with it. I can buy it back when it's here at the lowest. So let me just see what price can be saying in terms of these inner structures right here, because so far that what I'm seeing makes a bit more sense. But you know how structure is, anything can happen with the market, so you need to prepare for both scenarios. Like such as this, you can simply see here's our neckline of that double top formation, and seeing it with a different eye, what could happen is that price would have already broken out. This is now a retest, and maybe price is trying to push a bit more to the upside. Now price is trying to push a bit more to the upside. But with this, how I would go about managing it would be as simple as having my trend line just like this, and obviously if price happens to just maybe go below, then I can still look at it, can still play around into observing it. But let's say if I happen to sell somewhere around these lines here, one thing that I like, if it goes below and I put my sell stop and I sell, I like the fact that my stop loss already would be here. Take profit already, first take profit is amazing, 3%. But you can also be a bit more protective and protect your risk, like wait for it to break below. And when it comes to retest around these areas, when it comes to retest around here, that's where you'd be looking for your sell. And obviously you're gonna go all the way down with it. This is something that you can also be in a way of, can be a bit more smarter this way. And in terms of buys, to be honest, in terms of buys, how I would go about buying here, I wouldn't rush into buying any moment now. Rather, I would have this area be my resistance area right here. And fortunately, if price happens to just close and goes and maybe retest below here, that's when I'll have a new area of support that I'll be much more comfortable with in buying. But this is what I'm seeing on US30. So far I broke down US30, US100 as well. I broke down GBPJPY. I think the most important thing that you can do right now is to just take down notes into what it is that we spoke about. Take down notes into how I see things, the way that we actually do see them, and see how you also see, compare the two, and then now get back into these charts and try to analyze them. But don't analyze them in a way of this is how I done it. Analyze it in a way of this is how you see it and you understand it. That way you are gonna learn, you are becoming better, and I'm also learning, I'm also becoming better with our journeys. And I think the best thing that you can do is to obviously, guys, subscribe and as well turn on that notification bell, because when you do, it helps me be able to reach more people out there, like I did say. So make sure that you do turn it on, and I will see you guys on the next YouTube video. So boy, Mothupi, thank you so much for tuning in.